All right, so I'm going to help you through entering data, looking at your data, and then doing an exponential regression, which is basically an exponential function that models your data very well. So first thing you want to do is have your calculator on and press the Stat button. And then if you press Enter, that will help you edit or create a new list. So I've already entered in my list for my table. So what you can do now is press pause while you enter in your lists. So the X values go into your L1 and the Y values go into your L2. So remember, in this case, if it's the first table, the Y values are the number of beans at the start of the trial. So on your second cup full of beans, how many beans were in the cup at the beginning of that trial? All right, so take a moment to do that. When you're ready, you can then press pause again. All right, so from here, we want to be able to see the data, so you've got to turn your stat plot on. So second stat plot, second y equals, will help you do that. So you'll notice this says off. We need to turn it on, so press Enter. And the cursor is blinking on the on, so I'm going to press Enter again. So my stat plots are on. You can see here X list should be L1 and Y list should be L2. If you press graph, you probably won't see anything because actually it looks like we can see a few points. But if you want to see all of them, we need to create a better window for this. And you might also notice I must have something in my Y equals, so I'm going to take that right out. If I press zoom and then choose zoom stat, which is number 9 at the bottom for me, the calculator is going to make a window that shows all of my points very well. So there you go. So we have entered our data, we've looked at our data. To me, these look like they are growing exponentially. So what we're going to do last is figure out what is a good equation of an exponential function that models these data very well. So I'm going to press Stat again. I'm going to go over to Calc, so use your right arrow. And if you scroll down, you can't see it on your screen right now, but if we scroll down, exponential regression is right there underneath the natural log regression. So I'm going to press Enter, and then it just, you have to press Enter a few times. So yes, my X list was the L1 and my Y list was the L2. Don't worry about that, don't worry about that. And then once you press Enter your 5th time, we will come up with a pretty good exponential equation. So I'm going to get myself a little dry erase marker. So it looks like my A value is 0.793. So over here I'm going to write Y equals 0.793 times B. I'm going to say B is about 1.5 to the X power. All right, so I just wrote that over on my whiteboard because I'm going to have to type this into my Y equals now, and I seem to forget numbers. So going into my Y equals, I'm going to type that 0.793. and then in parentheses the 1.5 raised to the X power. And when I press graph, I'm going to see very nicely that this fits, most of the data points. There you go. So that's a good exponential model for these data values. All right, feel free to rewatch this video again if you have forgotten any of the steps.